Distracted driving, I know that it's not slowing down. On a serious note, it's something that I worry about with my kids. I try not to even touch the phone when I'm driving, but it's hard. And I see other people that are distracted when they're driving too.
Oh, on the way to the station just about 15 minutes ago, I was at a red light and someone almost came into our lane of traffic because they were texting. And you see it, we talk about it. This is probably the 5th or 6th time we've talked about it on this show. We sit here and preach about it. And we, tell everybody don't do it, don't do it. And it's just getting worse and worse. To kind of put it, well, you see the graphic there, distracted driving, cell phones, playing with the radio, talking to other passengers and people, and then also eating, which, yes, I've seen people, eating hamburgers.
I'm guilty. I haven't eaten a hamburger, but I've had chips.
I actually saw a guy eating a whole plate of spaghetti with a fork and spoon going down the interstate one time.
That's too much. Too much.
But I'll tell you, obviously the number one thing there, the cell phone, that is absolutely the cause. Kind of to put it in perspective, over the last 20 years, the rates of deaths involving automobile accidents have been slowly kind of going down, just inching down a little bit. Unfortunately, it's still about 40,000 people per year, but it's been going down since the late 70s because of some of the changes we've made and some of the safety things that we've made, and the law enforcement with speeding and things of that nature, DUIs. So we've been going down from the late 70s up until 2014. Since 2014, it's increased now. The death rate has increased almost 20%. It's about 15.5%, 16%. But think about that. It's now, as we've had a trend for 30 years going down, now it's going back up. And all the experts say that the reason it's going up is all the texting. Texting, we use cell phones kind of in a broad sense, but people, not only are they, even if they're not quote unquote texting, they're dialing a number by hand. Or they're picking
their favorite emoji.
Yeah.
As their, that can even be worse.
Emails, it doesn't matter.
Right.
As long as you're using that device, you're distracted. And if you can imagine this, if you look down, the average time that people look down at their phones, 5 seconds.
Yeah.
If you're going 55 miles an hour, and if you're looking down for 5 seconds, you're traveling the length of a football field.
Isn't that scary?
300 feet, 100 yards.
And I also find the more tired someone is when they're driving, they tend to look down a little bit longer before they look back up at the road. And that's super scary too when you factor in someone with a lack of sleep.
Yeah, and so your first thought may be, all right, well, what are we going to do about it? And that's, unfortunately, that's not up to the lawyers. It's not up to you. It's up to our, our legislators and things of that nature. And they have been making some gains, but it's slow to go. Now it's illegal to text and drive, but you don't see it enforced nearly as much as what it should be.